r/ask Reddit. What can't you believe is still a thing in 2018? Mosquitoes. I mean, of all the species humanity has managed to wipe out by mistake, surely we can do one more deliberately? Right? And they're getting meaner too. I discovered one going to town on my left forearm while I was watching cartoons in my own living room the other night, and I swear the little ducker was making eye contact with me before I smashed it. We still don't have unlimited cell phone data plans in Canada. $80 for 6 gigabytes is supposed to be a good deal. Every day I wake up and still can't believe this. Wake up, Canada. Microwaves with no mute button. Why is it gotta beep 4 times when I'm standing right next to it in the middle of the night? Why not just stop it with 1 second remaining? That way you can feel like you're defusing a bomb to save your entire city. For my microwave, that's still 1 beep to stop it, then 1 beep to clear the timer. Sure, 2 beeps versus 4 is an improvement, but still. Fees for paying bills online. How is this legal? Convenience fees. But me paying online isn't disservicing a company in any way. It isn't causing them to lose money at all. Why is there a ducking fee if it's convenient for both of us? To be fair, I would find it very convenient for you to give me $3. Cereal without a Ziploc seal. They have that. You just need to buy the big value bags of cereal. Malto Meal Master Race. It's a big grain conspiracy. With no seal, the cereal goes stale faster than you can eat it, meaning you'll have to buy more cereal. Seriously though, if my frozen veggies can Ziploc, why not my chocolate Lucky Charms? Having to make websites IE compatible. It's Edge now, and it's the fastest browser for Windows 10. Are you sure you want to change your default browser? You haven't even tried it. Click switch anyway. Haha. I'm studying a web dev module at the moment, and the sheer amount of times it has side notes saying and you need to add this bit of extra code to make it compatible with Internet Explorer. Yup, unfortunately even with Edge, which is much better, IE still makes up 10-15% of all users. It doesn't help that Microsoft didn't bother making Edge compatible with Windows 7 and 8. I kinda hate them for that. I get they want to make Windows 10 look better, but it's infuriating as someone who has to deal with it day to day. Pennsylvanian here, still not being able to buy beer in most grocery stores. Oh man, that was quite a shock to me when I moved to rural Kentucky. End of my second day, everything fully unpacked and put away. I went to a nearby convenience store to grab a 6-pack, looked around, couldn't find it, thought I must be crazy. I went to the cashier and asked, "Is there no beer?" Cashier, nah, hun. It's a dry county, nee. It's a what now? Cashier, yep, nee. That cannot be a thing. Cashier, just moved here, hot, nee. But there are video poker machines right there? Cashier, welcome to Kentucky, babe, nee. I've made a huge mistake. In Maryland, chains can only have 1 store that sells beer. Why? Who the duck knows? Apparently it's better for the children if there is a beer or liquor store in every strip mall than if it's at the grocery store. In Missouri you could buy liquor at gas stations. Way to be worse than Missouri at something Maryland. Elevator panels that are unable to deselect a wrongly chosen floor. But then someone could skip your selected floor because they're in a hurry. Probably not a good idea to intentionally piss someone off in an enclosed space. Phones with no headphone jacks, and I fear it will be the norm in the future despite the complaints. It's so annoying to have to remember to have that dumb little extender thing anytime you want to listen to music. Most phones are coming with headphones that have the correct plug, but that doesn't help when I want to use them on my laptop. Annoys the crap out of me to have either 2 sets of headphones or an adapter. The fact that free Wi-Fi on planes is not the norm yet. They actually have very limited bandwidth available. It couldn't support widespread use. However, not having free, unlimited access in airports is infuriating. How many countries is texting you the Wi-Fi password a thing? Most people don't have SMS capabilities when they land in the airport of a foreign country. Ditto with hotels and motels that still charge for Wi-Fi in your room. Really? Or free Wi-Fi? $20 per night for more than 128 kilobytes. I've run into this one tons of times. How frustrating printers still are. 1-ply toilet paper. The world would be a better place without it. My co-worker every year on our employee survey puts down buy better toilet paper. One time we had an all hands meeting and he stood up in front of our president. It's a huge company, and while the auditorium only held like 500 ppl, it got live streamed to the whole company, and he was like, this place would be infinitely better if the toilet paper was 2-ply, and then sat back down. We still have 1-ply TP sad. Is he still working there? Yeah, he's a specialist in his discipline and his wife works as well, so they aren't that mobile. He'd have to move pretty far to keep working on his specialty. Scientology. Apparently they have a TV channel now. I was flipping through the channels and they had some show on L. Ron Hubbard. The commercial is absolutely hilarious. People don't get Scientology, and that's why they don't like Scientologists. Like, no, most people have a very good understanding of why it's batcrap crazy. There is a building down the street that looks like it belongs to a cult. I finally noticed the sign on the side of it says Korean Scientology Church and Beauty School. I have no clue WTF to think of it now. What an amazing combination. People who genuinely believe in astrology. You're just feeling toxic because Mercury is in retrograde, or something else. Typical Leo or Pisces or whatever. Astronomer here. Even scarier. Astrology belief is actually increasing among young people. I have a colleague who did a survey with his first year non-major students, for example, which is a big state college, so several hundred students were in it. He did a survey at the beginning to ask what people thought of the moon landing, flat earth, astrology, and other junk astronomy, and one at the end. Every single category's belief decreased from taking the course, as you would expect, except astrology, that kept constant. Apparently the reason behind this is now astrology online can be more specific than the newspaper column, so a lot of people follow their birth date, and it's considered a form of self-care. So yeah, it's advancing. People not using their duck-ine turn signals. 7 state constitutions: Arkansas, Maryland, Mississippi, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee and Texas still explicitly bar atheists from holding public office. In North Carolina's state constitution, being an atheist is the first disqualifying factor listed. Being convicted of treason is third. According to Arkansas's state constitution, you're not even allowed to testify as a witness in court. Now granted, all of this was proven unenforceable after a Supreme Court case, Torcaso v. Watkins, in 1961. But still, as a political legacy, you'd think something would have been done about it in the past 60-ish years. Why is this law in place? I find it weird to restrict someone from holding office based on religious, or lack thereof, beliefs. I mean, if someone was in a crazy cult, then maybe it would be a bad idea for them to hold public office. But just because someone is an atheist doesn't make them a bad person. As far as I know, the US has freedom of and from religion. And for the curious, I am Catholic. MLMs. How are people still getting sucked into these things? Every one of them crashes and burns. How do people not learn? The irrational fear of GMOs. Sounds odd, but smoking in particular. New smokers. Information about the bad effects of smoking are everywhere and commonly known, even on the packets themselves. Yet people still start smoking. The cost of them goes up and up. The packets become clean, apart from a picture of a cancerous lung, and they get covered up at the newsagent. And yet people still start smoking. I understand that it's a rebellious teenage thing, and we were all invincible back then, but still. People believing that just because it's current year things should magically be all different. Accidental pregnancies. Hoopsie daisies. I slipped and came into your vagina. I'm such a klutz lols. There is that. And there is also the part that contraceptive methods are disappointingly unadvanced for years now. Although of course most of it is still people's complete negligence. Birth control pills are only 94-96% effective, even if you take it perfectly. Which I only found out after becoming one of the lucky 4%. Now I have an IUD which is 99.99% effective. So far so good for 2 years. Not all accidental pregnancies are due to stupidity. If you're on the pill, you expect to be safe. These things can just honestly happen. People who play their music out loud in public, airports, or planes. Why do these people exist? Honestly, and this will sound crass or gross, but the fact that in all these thousands of years of technology and advancement in so many areas, we still wipe the shit off of our ass with a little wad of paper. Why are there no robots or lasers to clean my ass? Why must I still be doing this? We put people on the moon, for goodness sakes. Is there really no room for improvement on the I will wipe my ass process? Get yourself a bidet and head on down to water clean this town. The fact we don't accurately know the weather for the next 24 hours. Floridian here. I know it's going to be hot as balls. Rain for 10-30 minutes in the afternoon. Then go back to hot as balls with 100% humidity until the sun sets. Lebanon's corruption and its $90 billion debt. PFFFT 90 billion? What is this amateur hour? Come back when your debt is in the trillions. Like a real country. Restaurants that are still cash only. I came across this place a week or two ago that was Amex only. They didn't take cash. They only took Amex cards. I can't conceive of a single reason why they'd do that. Windows XP. The greatest operating system of all time. Logan Paul. People who are anti-vaccinations. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.